Yo, shout out to my boy Nelson. Let's go. Turn it up. He doing his thing.
Oh, you already know what it is. It's Wednesday. It's the best jingle in combat sports. It's the best show in combat sports. It's the Nelson Lopez Jr. Show. I'm Big Face, voice of the Dragon. I have the privilege every week of introducing the baddest man in combat sports right now, the hottest man in combat sports. I don't care if you're talking boxing, talking bare knuckle, you're talking short glove, small glove. Bro, if you need a fight, you're calling Nelson Lopez Jr. And without further ado, let's bring him to the stage. The man, the myth. He ain't a myth. It's a fact. It's a legend. Nelson Lopez Jr. Hey, I want to get the claps, but we going to clap ourselves for it.
Oh, man.
Boss man, how you doing, sir?
Good. How's everything, brother?
I mean, it's better now that you're here.
Bad weather over here.
Yeah, I know in Florida right now. So just so the fans know, he's dealing with a lot of heavy thunderstorms there in Florida. So be patient tonight with our internet connection. It'll be a little bit splicey, maybe, right?
A little splicing, if you know what I mean.
That's what they say, right?
So it's good, man. How's everything going?
It's going fantastic, man. Thanks to you. I mean, largely thanks to you. I know that you're super busy. I know you have a lot going on. We just, of course, we're still dealing with the aftermath of the Legacy Reloaded, which is still crushing the internet. Shout out to Deontay Wilder. And I know you have a lot going on with Trigon, with the balancing act, man. The balancing act.
Yeah. There's a lot of things going on. Trigon. First, I mean, the tryouts were amazing. Tryouts were great. Can't wait to talk about that. And just a lot of fighters, man. A lot of fighters have come forward and are very curious. And, you know, we haven't really put out there the rules and regulations, and we haven't really put out there what we're doing. We're just slow stepping everything and step by step. You know, we've showed a lot of love to the amateurs, and we're now sliding in there to the pros. So there's going to be some announcements soon, you know. There's going to be some signings. There's going to be some deals down.
Well, speaking, you spoke of Fayetteville, my hometown right here, the 2-6, man. Big shout outs to everyone involved. We got mad love. Of course, your president, Joshua Chassie. This is his hometown. You guys came here. So first of all, Fayetteville, North Carolina, you were blessed. Trigon, you've been in Agua Caliente, Mexico. You've been in Houston. You've been in Myrtle Beach. You've got it slated for San Diego, but you brought it here to North Carolina, to Fayetteville, the largest military base in the world. How did you feel about it? What did you think about the quality of the fighters, boss?
You know, honestly, the quality of the fighters there. I mean, we went to Mexico, we went to Houston, went to South Carolina, went to North Carolina, and I've been pretty much all over the world. I've been to Bulgaria doing tryouts. Where there were some killers over there, Utah, Miami. And believe it or not, man, North Carolina, Fayetteville, there's a hunger there. There's a hunger there, and you know, a lot of people don't believe when we say, hey, we're coming out to scout fighters. For some reason, they kind of don't believe that we're really going to show up. And once we show up, everyone's like, man, I should have went. But I tell you, man, shouts out to all the fighters that showed up, because I really saw a place for every single fighter. It's hard for me to not find value in a fighter, whether he needs development, whether he might take a challenge on his first fight and better himself. But I've seen fighters there that have also fought BKFC and has fought also in BYB and has fought boxing. And they're like, hey, man, Trigon might be where I really stand out. So I was pretty happy.
Well, if anyone knows it's the best matchmaker in the game, you would know, right? Like, I mean, and that's what you do. I know, I watch you work, and I can see that mind working already when you see a heavyweight or you see a cruiserweight or you see a guy. I already know. I see the mind.
Yeah, I mean, I'm actually matching people. I'm matching them. I'm sizing them up already and matching them
I know, man.
as they walk through the door. I'm like, I'm actually
Hmm.
matching. I'm matching the entire tryout because I'm matching the sparring at the end. And as you see, the sparring was pretty even, right? It was like
It was. It was
everyone was
50,
matched.
as you always
Yeah,
do.
everyone was
Nelson
matched pretty
Lopez is
even.
known for
And
50-50
I saw the
fights.
level. Yeah,
Sorry,
exactly. So
you broke
yeah,
up a
man,
little bit there.
that was awesome.
Yeah, it was amazing, man. And
That was
you
awesome.
definitely, you know how to pair people, and you even did it on the fly. You were like, okay, you with that, and you kept a heavyweight in there 2 rounds. You're like, stay in there because you knew, right? I mean, you're so good at matchmaking people. Like, you
You
make
know,
a great fight.
I think that also that's and then sometimes when I first started matching, my pop said you need to learn how to protect your fighter. And I'm like okay, well, what do you do first? You're like, well, first you gotta learn how to train a fighter. You gotta learn how to recognize the weaknesses and strengths of the fighter. And that's I think that's what helps me in my matchmaking part. The fact that I fought, the fact that I trained the fighter, the fact that I sit and I can watch a so-called boring fight and still pick what's really valuable about the fight or what really stands out about that fighter, whether you think it's boring or not. And I think that's what helps me match the card or match the fighter accordingly, knowing who has a little bit of an edge and who doesn't. You know what I mean? Like it's 50-50 to the audience, but I can know who might win. I gotta know who might win. But
I mean, and that's what what gamblers like.
it's
They like
part
that
of
50-50. I had to change my camera. I get a little issue here with the camera. You see, I have to change cameras, but
it's okay.
I know you have a very famous. We love to cover boxing here, MMA here, everything here at Combat Sports,
Yeah,
but bare knuckle
yeah,
heavy.
yeah.
And I know you have a young lady, a very huge superstar in the green.
Absolutely, man. I like to introduce, ladies and gentlemen. She's a hardworking young lady. I've been observing her for the last couple months, and I actually was watching a couple of her fights, and I got to experience her performance live. Excellent boxer. I know who she trains with. Derek Santos, a good friend of mine. Shouts out to Derek, DS Boxing. And when I saw her boxing, I was like, wow, this girl can move. She can fight. She can box. And it's no one else other than the Red Queen herself, Jamie Driver. Let's go. Jamie Driver. We finally got Miss Jamie Driver on this. Look at I got 2 claps. You see, I barely got 1 clap. You got 2 claps. You finally on the show. I think you were the first guest that was requested. You know what? This was the first guest, and here we are.
I love
What's
it.
up?
Thank you.
How's everything going, man?
Everything's going really well. Thank you for having me on. I really appreciate it. How's everything with you?
Hey, man, is every day is a challenge. Every day is a grind. Every day is something new, but I love it. I love trying to figure out what's next, and I'm kind of just rolling with the punches. You know what I'm saying? I saw your fight with Peraza. Peraza's like she's just like a little bull.
Yeah.
And she just came forward, and I knew she was going to bring the fight. You looked great. You looked in control the whole time. How'd you feel? How you give your performance if you were to give it a grade?
Probably like a 4 out of 10. I was actually, if you ask my coaches, I was really upset with my performance after the fight. I'm my own worst critic, but like I just know I've seen a glimpse of my potential, and for me personally, I didn't hit it that night. You know what I mean? And but it showed me what I need to work on. So I'm excited to get back to work and just keep improving and just get better with each fight. I know that definitely was my best fight, but I know I can be better. So.
Well, I mean that's good. That's what makes you stand out, right? That's what makes you. Sometimes we're never satisfied with our performance. I know a lot of people that record music and they want to let me do it again, and I'm like, it sounds fine. No, let me. I know I can do it better, and it's the same thing. What key thing? And before I say it, maybe I feel like I know what made you give you that kind of grade. What that one thing that made you feel like you kind of didn't do what you wanted? What was that one thing?
Oh no, there were so many.
Okay.
I really wanted to work
I'm
like
better at
with
this than they are,
my, coming
but I can't.
forward,
I
but using
can't
my
be right.
defense and using, feints and setups to
My
come
guy.
in and attack. But I was kind of waiting, and I wasn't, moving my head. And
Conservative. You were
that's
kind
when
of
she was getting her
conservative.
licks off, and I was like, what am I doing? Like, what the heck?
Did you feel
I
like you
didn't
were
stick
too
to the game
conservative?
plan. What's
You
that?
feel like you were too. You feel like you were too conservative after you heard her. Yeah,
Yep.
I
Yeah.
felt that.
Yeah.
I felt that. But you
Yeah.
know what? It is bare knuckle, and sometimes it's. I saw you, and tell me if I'm wrong. I saw you aggressive, and I saw you kind of going in like, all right, I'm gonna just take it to her, and then you saw you might have got hit, and you were like, you know what? Let me readjust, and then you fought a real smart fight, but
Yeah.
it was like, boom, oh, I got a lick, I got 2 in the bag, boom, 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 I got another, I got 3 in the bag, and I know Derek is a conservative coach. Derek is like, keep moving, stay on the stick, keep
Yep.
moving to your left, keep moving to your right. I know how Derek trains, right? So I already knew that. I didn't think you would. I don't think it was a bad performance. I think it was a safe, conservative. Yes. Yes, you want to see a knockout. You got the W. You look good and you look dominant. So that's fun. Now to the fans, now this is a very light critique. I'm not saying you did anything wrong. I'm just saying in the game of boxing, you remember Mike Tyson because he knocks people out. You remember Pacquiao because he knocks people out.
Mm-hmm.
You remember, you remember Canelo because he knocked people out. You remember Marvin Hagler. You remember these guys because they knocked people out.
Yeah.
And you remember Floyd. There was a big machine behind Floyd because he did a lot of extra promotion outside of that, an influencer style way. But I always told I trained Alicia Baumgartner her whole career except her last fight and a couple fights, and I always told her, I said, hey, you want to make a difference? You want to make a difference? You knock girls out. You knock girls out. And it's not that it doesn't set you apart. It doesn't say you did anything wrong. I just say you want to be set apart. You want to be set apart from everyone. You want to stand out for real. Then they're going to remember the red hair and they're going to remember to know that girl knocked people out. And that's what Perdomo's doing. That's what a guy like Perdomo's doing. They knock people out. Everyone just don't remember the 5-round decision. They just don't. And they don't replay it. And it don't get any viral views.
No, absolutely.
But it was conservative. It was dominating. And you got the win. And you're moving on to the championship fight. So I'm just saying, those are little things where I always, sometimes in the gym, I see kids that are training and I go, hey, I saw you. And I don't say nothing. It's hard for me to push someone to do something because sometimes someone goes to the gym with an agenda and I'm not really their trainer. But I'll say, I just noticed you skipped rope. You didn't skip rope. I noticed you didn't shadow box. And I noticed you just put the wraps on and went to the back. That's why you retired your last fight. But that's just me, right? So if you wanna have the strength and the energy and the drive, like my pops would say, hit the bag for 3 rounds nonstop. Work backwards. Go hard for 30 seconds, rest a minute. Go hard for 1 minute, rest a minute. Go hard for 2 minutes. And when you can do 5 rounds, 3 minutes, you're ready to go. So, but
yep.
I think that everything you learned in that fight, I think the next person I feel sorry for him.
Well, and I'm sorry.
No,
go ahead, Champ.
No. You're
What
good.
I want to say was Nelson definitely has an extensive experience with female fighters. He definitely has focused more on female fighters. He's brought Alicia Baumgartner from nothing all the way to the multiple championships. He turned me on to a lot of female fights. He sees more definitely in female fighters than a lot of other promoters do. And I want to expand on that aspect of it. What do you see in the excitement in females in the sport that other people don't see, Nelson?
Well, it's like someone comes to the gym. I don't know if this sounds bad or not, but someone comes to the gym and they're more overweight than an average person. I get excited. I get excited because they're going to see results. And the minute they see results, they're going to stay. You get someone that's kind of in shape, they lift weights, they know a little bit. I don't get excited because as soon as I get a suggestion, they go, I know what I'm doing, bro. I'm in decent shape. And you know, but when I see the whole game of female combat sports, there's such a gap. There's so much to do. There's so little of female fights that I say, man, I know I can make a difference. I know I can make a difference. You know, when I was working with Baumgardner, it was during a time where I thought that Al Heyman was putting a lot of money into boxing. He was the one who backed Floyd Mayweather. He was signing fighters from Ohio, the Adrian Broners, the Robert Easterns, the Montana Love, the Sean Porters. And so I said, yeah, I signed this girl. She's from Ohio. He's got to jump on. But they didn't really believe in female combat sports, female fighting. So I like it too because look at the fights that happened with that Jake Paul did. What a come up! Like what a difference in scenery. Like than some of the fights you see. Like there was young fighters disrespecting De La Hoya. There was young fight. You know, I'm not talking bad about nobody. I'm just saying, like, how are you gonna disrespect a man like De La Hoya? I don't care if the man dresses like Dennis Rodman. No one says that he dressed. No one says nothing to Dennis Rodman. You know, but you got Oscar De La Hoya, an icon in the game, a guy that won a gold medal for the United States, multi champion, a guy that paved the way for boxing to put these young champions on that platform. He was carrying boxing on his back when everyone was looking for the stars. You know what I mean? Like promoters, myself, Josh, promoters go and put up their house on an equity loan to do fights in hope and
don't lose my brother's house.
Yeah, exactly. They put their money up and endless time away from their families to hopes in finding a De La Hoya, in hopes in finding a Zab Judah, a Mayweather, a Manny Pacquiao, you know what I mean? A Crawford, a Canelo. Like people put up a lot of bread to find that, and you know, I just felt really bad when I seen that disrespect online. And then between in a sport that I love, it hurt my heart to see two women on stage talking X-rated to promote a fight, you know, and I'm just like, bro, like this is supposed to be a family outing here. I got to cover my kids, you know, fighters got kids in the stands. You know, I can't even come to a press conference. That was wild. But you see the Jake Paul fight and all the ladies, respectful, good fight, positive. Because
I don't mean to interrupt you here, but you see the girl fight you put on Atlanta, very respectful.
Right.
An entire female card. You set the standard for what MVP just did last week. A lot of people do not know that last year in Atlanta, you with Brinks TV, Global Combat Collective, you and Joshua put together the first all-female card where you broke the record, $500,000 purse for Alicia Baumgardner, the largest purse ever bid for a female championship fight. They did it. They showed them how to do it, and now you see the purposefulness of what Jake Paul just did with MVP. And this is what I say when I tell people that I work for. I know he's smiling, he's very humble, but I work for innovators. This man is an innovator. I'm just saying. I mean, that's the truth.
Look, I'm not mad. I'm not. You know, people wrote me like, "Hey, they stole your idea." I'm like, not really. Like, we just had the same vision. And you pushed it. You made it look awesome. You know what I mean? Like you broke records, most belts, most. But what I'm saying is the difference in that fight where you see the Shakur and the Blades, all the nasty back and forth comment, and then you have this all female card that was nothing but respect. You know, and that's like a platform with purpose. You know, that's why I believe in the female combat sports, because I think that you got not that it is you need something to prove. It's just that you can show classy, you can show, you know, gritty, you can show all of that, and you go in the sport. You're gonna be an OG in the sport. You're a champion now, and you're in the beginning stages. Believe that you grabbed 2 belts. You don't put yourself in a history book. 2.
I'm going for 3.
We're going for 3, and then
I'm going for 3.
Then you mess around and sign with Trigon, mess around, have 4. Then you turn around, mess around, you might be fighting on the Deontay Wilder undercard.
5 rings.
You get that Trigon belt, Jeff.
So,
just saying.
You know, like you I think you're in an amazing position, and you're in your boxing. You're in a great weight division. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It don't take nothing to get where you're at, get ranked, and get in a position. And believe it or not, you're fighting anybody there at 135 to 145. It's amazing.
And I
So
love that,
that's gotta
honestly.
feel great.
No, definitely. That's definitely something I would look forward to doing.
Do you have? Absolutely. Do you have a date already for your next fight?
I don't, just because, so obviously I won the lightweight title eliminator fight against Peralta, so I automatically fight Courtney Cameron, but Courtney's fighting Patty Horace for the 135-pound belt August, so I guess I just have to wait, to see how she does after this fight, if she's injured or not, and then hopefully we can get it scheduled by the end of this year.
Oh, I think you'll definitely fight again by the end of the year for sure. Where's Courtney from? Where's she from?
I want to say Denver, but I'm not 100% sure.
And you're originally from where?
I'm originally from Jersey girl.
But you live in Jersey.
She a Jersey. Hey, she a Jersey girl for real, boss. This is a Jersey mob, Sopranos. She might work in the waste. She might work in the waste industry. She might work in the trash industry.
He's so crazy.
No, I do work in construction though. I hang gutters with Pops. So I'm home in New Jersey right now.
Oh, you're in New Jersey. That's cool. Well, hey, we could be up in New Jersey anytime soon, man. That'd be kind of cool to get up in New Jersey.
To get the mighty Trigon up in New Jersey or PA, Philadelphia. Man. I mean,
some things are in the works. Like I'm here to open up doors, man. So let's see. Something's about to happen. So that's cool. I think you will definitely get that fight coming up. What else do you do? You do construction. You said Pops. Is that dad has a construction?
That's my dad. Yeah.
That's cool, man.
Family business.
Man, my little girl wants to fight, man. I'm like, oh my God. My little boy's like, I'm cool. I'm straight. He's only
her Pops is that guy though. Her Pops is at every fight. Yeah, he's world famous. Her Pops getting just as famous as her, bro.
Oh man, I gotta meet Pops because
come to the next fight. He'll definitely be there.
He looked like Denzel.
Oh, I think I met him. I think I seen him. I think someone said, "Hey man," someone said, "I seen Danny Glover."
Yes, he gets that all the time.
Yo, that's him. That's him. Yo, someone we go, I think Danny Glover's in the crowd. I go,
I'm dead.
In the crowd. And that's how I walked away. I said, hey, what's going on, man? He goes, I looked at him, he didn't say anything. He goes, how you doing? I go, nah, someone thought you were Danny Glover. He goes, I get that all the time. And that's it, I laughed.
Said, I'm getting too over this shit. I'm getting too over this.
Yo, that's so funny. That's hilarious. So you do construction. Yeah. In New Jersey, what gym were you training out over there? You still kind of vibe over there in the gyms or do any training in the gyms?
So up here in New Jersey and like over in PA, I was training at MMA gyms before I moved to Florida. But I came down to Florida about like 5-6 years ago. So I kind of phased out of a lot of the gyms I was training at up here, but I was training at Driven Gym up in Woodbridge, New Jersey with Coach James Meals for a while. And then over at NPR in Langhorne, I still work with my conditioning coach, Johannes Hab, too. Got to stay in shape. So I work with him a lot. And so and then when I'm not here, I go down to Florida for training camp.
Well, that's cool, man. That's awesome. You got a good work ethic, definitely in the construction industry. Like
it's hard going up these ladders every day, all day.
That's crazy. That's great.
But I do stay fit.
I did a lot of that construction stuff. Yeah, I definitely stay fit. What else? What else you like to do? What does Miss Jamie Driver like to do for fun?
I'm pretty low key. I like to go hiking. I'm a hiker. When I'm home, I like to go up, North Jersey or PA and get some hiking, see all the waterfalls. And I love me some hot yoga. One of my best friends, Bree, is a yoga teacher, so I definitely like to get in some work with her. Other than that, I'm pretty much just kicking it with my family, staying pretty low key. I like to just kind of relax after fights and recover and then get ready to do it all over again.
Now you just like, who was it else that we interviewed Face? It was Smash. He's like, I like to climb mountains.
Listen, she scares me. I hang out with Jamie. This is my homegirl, right?
Yeah.
She be like, I'm trying to run up mountains. I'm trying to, everything she does is extreme. I'm like,
it's all or nothing.
I'm trying to punch people in the face. I'm trying to, if you hang out with her, just be
Yeah.
prepared to go to the mattresses.
No, I'm not.
They from Jersey. She'd take you to the mattresses.
No, bro. Listen, I'm not doing none of that. I'm not. I don't want to camp out. I live in the country. I'm a country boy. I don't like camping outside. I'm not hiking up nothing. I'll go fishing. I love fishing. G loves hunting, chasing hogs.
Oh, that's cool.
I'm not doing none of that. You come down here, I take you fishing. 100% take you fishing.
And you got to watch out for the alligators because you're in Polk, you're in Muck City.
I ain't worried about no alligators.
You ain't worried about no alligator, but we worried about the alligators, bro. You not.
You're definitely going hunting.
I would like to point out, man, that it's just Jamie is just uniquely built for that. She's came through the struggle, the MMA, the years of. I want to talk. You guys talk about that.
Yeah.
What does it feel like to go through, the fight world that you've lived through, and then to finally get to the pinnacle? I mean, you're at the top of your profession. What does it feel?
Yeah, give us a little rundown of that. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, obviously it was kind of a crazy pivot. I really wasn't expecting to ever go to bare knuckle. It really was not a thought. I was in MMA for the last 10 years, prior to being in bare knuckle. But I was just I wasn't giving it my 100%, like my all. So I was, losing a lot more fights than I was winning. And then when I eventually moved down to Florida, I started training at American Top Team with Coach Mo Lawal. And luckily that's when my brain started to switch on and I was like, you either want this or you don't, you know what I mean? So I really started to diligently train, but then COVID hit. So obviously all the regional fight shows are shut down. I actually went through a little medical scare. They found a really small tumor on my pituitary gland, which is off your brainstem. And they realized it was bleeding. So I was going through that health stuff during COVID, so that was kind of crazy. But then luckily, I got that all situated, got that taken care of. COVID was lifted, but I was having a hard time finding fights. I'm a 145er, so I get a phone call, bare knuckle calls. The first promotion to hit me up was BKFC. But due to some injuries that I had sustained during that time, but then also just weight issues, they couldn't find girls my size. Eventually, I just wasn't fighting at all. And I was like, I need to do something. So I got out of that contract and BYB, now BKB, hit me up and they gave me a one-off contract. What was it, 3-4 years ago? I fought in Mississippi. I beat the brakes off her, TKO first round, and it was I'm home. You know what I mean? It was one of those I found the sport I was meant for. So
that was awesome. Apparently, everybody in Boca, there's people writing us come home, come back to Boca. They miss you.
I know my people. I miss them. That's my second home down there.
That's awesome. Well, now that I know you're there, we're definitely gonna come visit, come do some more one-on-one interviews. Yeah. And Derek, are you guys still the Boca Pal? That's what y'all training?
Yep. I love it there.
Yeah, it's cool. It's chill. It's chill there. He just trained a couple fighters of mine too. So here you are. You found a home. Difference between, obviously, what did you ever do any boxing, or was most just MMA?
No, just MMA. I did a little, I've always did a little bit of I did a lot of jiu-jitsu tournaments, did some sambo, some kickboxing. I always did a little bit of this, a little bit of that, but the only thing I really ever stuck to was MMA and now bare knuckle boxing.
Why do you think that why do you feel like this is your home? How many fights did you have in MMA?
Total, I think 12, six amateur, 6 pro. I loved fighting. That was never a question or an issue. It didn't matter what style it was. I was down to do it. But there's just a sense of this is, I don't know how to even explain it. It was oh, this is for me. And I always wanted to box. And I asked my dad when I was younger, I was oh, can we go to the boxing gym? And he was like, that's not happening. So kind of when I got into boxing, I loved it immediately. It was just an immediate love and passion. I was obsessed. And then the bare knuckle, it was just a different, it woke up something else in me that I didn't know was there, but it had always been there. MMA never scratched that itch, but bare knuckle did. Yeah. And I was oh, okay.
That's awesome. How has things changed for you? And I know how hard the MMA world is, right? You got to hit to get that publicity. You got to go to the PFLs of the world or the UFC, And here you are, you get into the BKB and you're instantly you're the star. Like, you know, you really just stand out, right? Your style, your look, the way you talk, like you have superstar written all over you. And how does that feel? How's that affected you? Like walking around in Philly, walking around in Boca, like, you know, your social media. How has that impacted you in your life so far, and how do you see the future?
Uh, Me personally really hasn't impacted me too much. I mean, I don't really think too much into it. To me, I'm just regular old Jamie. I mean, I know there's the Red Queen, but she's just like when I fight, you know, other than that, I'm just chilling. You know, I'm pretty low key. I guess you know,
You
people
get a lot,
recognize me. I think
yeah,
it's weird. I'm always like a little taken back. I'm like, you know who I am? They're like, yeah,
Lies.
I saw you on
Lies.
TV. I'm like, oh, all right, cool.
yeah, yeah. But I mean, that's got to be great. Like, I mean, there's got to be some like people, like sponsorship people, probably looking at you. There's probably a good like as far as business wise, you know, it's probably something where you probably gotta entertain that a little bit more. You know, like really go at these sponsors and you know, sometimes like you said, you're people stop me all the time and say, hey man, or send me DMs, hey, you know, manage me. I'm like, me, I'm busy. You're like, I don't know, what you want me to do with you? Like, you know, but and like I guess they see what you what I've done. They see what you do. Um, what do you see yourself? Like, what do you see these three championship belts getting you? And what is your final? What is your goal? Like, you're going to stand out. You're going to get these three belts. What is the? What is the? Okay, you know what? This is where I needed to be. This is where I need to go. Where do you see yourself at? What's your plan?
You know, I stopped really having a plan once I realized God had his own plans, and I just said, fuck
Mm.
it. Excuse my language as I say God, but
It's
fuck it. You
okay.
know,
It's
it's just
okay.
kind
It's
of
okay.
like whatever. Because I
Yeah.
had never planned in my life to ever be a bare knuckle world champion. That was, you know, that
True.
wasn't a thought. So
True.
I'm kind of at the point like whatever happens, happens. But I do have ideas and goals. I would say with
Okay.
definitely like if I could obviously three-way world champion, boom,
Yeah.
cross over to boxing, smack some of the
Okay.
girls over there, be a world
Okay.
champion there because I think it's possible.
I think it's
But
possible too.
I believe it. I'm delusional, but I believe it. You know what I mean?
Well,
So
most things are great like that are delusional to people that don't believe they can do it. But so it's not delusional. I think those are awesome goals. That's awesome.
yeah.
Okay, so now you got a belt, bare knuckle. You got a belt, a trigon. She keeps leaving out trigon. Chad, I'm
Listen,
offended.
the thing is I feel like with the Trigon, I want to help bring girls to it. Not only, you know, I want to bring more women and show them, you know, what it's really
Okay,
about. So
okay.
that's definitely a goal of mine is to help with that and
I
see how
think we
that
can do
goes.
that. I think that's something that
Hmm.
you can start that ASAP. You can start that already. That's
I'm on the
great.
clock.
And just
Work.
saying, man,
I'm on
she's
the
an
clock.
absolutely fantastic ambassador to the sport for
Yeah,
females. And I know that Trigon, we are big into. I know already Nelson. First of
yeah,
all,
yeah.
there is no bigger soldier for female in combat sports than Nelson Lopez Jr. He's
Yeah, I
created
like.
more great
Yep.
female fighters than anyone else has. And we definitely at Trigon Combat, when we're searching the country, we're searching for the best female fighters. We absolutely want to see them.
Absolutely. And I want to be more a part of that
For
because
sure, for
I
sure.
want to fight the best. That's a big deal to me. I don't want to fight these potato spuds. I literally want to fight me. That'll never happen, but I want to fight girls of my stature. You know what I mean? But I also know with
Yeah.
going over to boxing, that's where I'm going to find a lot of way better, more talented, high IQ girls that will give me a run for my money, but it definitely will be fun.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Any who were you sparring with? So I kind of think about like you were sparring to mostly guys, right? Or were you sparring any girls?
So I was sparring some of the girls. Logan Holler's one of my main sparring partners, and then Evelyn Romo, both train at DS Boxing. I also got in some work with my other teammate Oscar. He's one of the guys. Because I was trying to find girls. Helen's so short. It was hard to find girls her size, but there was one, and she came in at the end. Thank you, Janisa. She came in. I used to train with her at American Top Team. Great athlete, great fighter, great friend. So she came in and she literally mimicked Helen to a T for my last sparring session. So that was pretty dope. But yeah, I always, I get a mix in usually over at DS. I get women and men, but yeah, I love it.
When you coming back?
I would hope by like at the end of summer, early fall. It just, I guess, it really just depends on when we get that fight contract and sign it, and then I know when I can come down for fight camp.
Hey Mel, man, let's get this popping. Mel, Mike, let's get this contract over, man. She ready to fight.
Yeah.
Let's get that.
Yeah, I'm always ready to fight. Oh my god.
Are you almost like, did you re-sign with BKB? Is after being champion, do you have three mandatory defenses after you get the next, like what's that contract or that deal looking like?
So right now, that contract is in the works.
Okay, cool.
So,
Cool.
Yeah, so we're working on that right now, and we're gonna
Yes.
figure that out real soon, guys.
Awesome. Lock that in. Man,
Yeah.
that's the most important part. You gotta lock that in so you get the other stuff
You know what I'm saying? I'm literally a female quarterback. I literally carry the divisions on my fucking back.
out.
Like, come on. I'm breaking my back for these hoes.
So
Like,
we
what?
gotta find girl. They signed this one girl. Who's the new girl that BKB signed?
Oh, yeah, she's like Spanish or Brazilian or
Big
something.
face. Who's the girl that just signed?
Bahia?
Yeah, what way to see?
No.
Yeah, it's something like that.
Some with the P,
Not
yeah,
Pereira.
something.
It's not Pereira.
Yeah. I don't know if she's my weight class though, but
is
I don't
Pereira.
care.
Launch with the
I'll
P.
fight anybody.
I already know this, that she will fight anybody. You gotta be like, you can't put nobody in front of her. And
I want to go see her train. I want to see you train. That's what I want to see.
so
I want to see.
Can I add
I'm a
something
maniac
here?
when I'm in training camp.
I would
Derek has
love
to like
to
pull
get
me
you
back
two
all the time.
together. I would love to get you two together because honestly, Nelson has a long. When I first said, "Hey man, bare knuckle female fighter is the most exciting female sport I've ever seen," he said, "I got the 20 best females in the world," and he was not lying. He has relationships with some of the best female fighters in the world.
Now you got
A lot of-
21, Nelson. You got
I got
21.
I got 21, man. Let's go. Don't worry, Jay. We're gonna lock in real soon. Don't worry. And Derek, I want your job. You're doing a great job. Derek get mad at me.
No,
Nah,
Derek
but,
does an amazing job. I'd never leave him ever.
No, Derek's always been really solid. Like
Yeah.
just the fundamentals of Derek is like amazing. And the way he explains, he's realistic too, like in the training.
Yeah.
So,
Extremely
I like
realistic, extremely calm.
Yeah.
Like I'm a manic, like I'm
Calm.
a lunatic. So he's just like woosah. He's the perfect little gem in my corner.
Yeah, he is. He's so calm. He like does it. He's like really, really like laid back.
Yeah.
Man, this is great, man. I'm excited to see everything that you got coming forward. I think you're perfect. You're perfect for the job, like in every aspect of it. I think that maybe we got to sit down and talk a little bit more about business wise. You know what I mean? Like business, like locking in more of the social media. Let's go find some sponsorship. I think this downtime is where you start. And this is because you're a fighter, right? You're a fighter, and you're focused on that. And now you go to work with Pops, and you're kind of thinking about staying in shape. And I think this is where you take everything that you collected, the eliminator fight, you take the world title fight, and you put it all in a nice little packet, and you start hitting these businesses. You say, hey, look, I'm fighting for the end of the year, and it's going to be seen by millions of people.
Yeah.
And that knockout is going to go viral. And I think your logo needs to be on my shorts. You know what I mean? And that's going to cost you about 10 G's. It's like, I think we those are the kind of things that we just kind of forget. Not that, you know what I mean? Because don't forget it, but it's not 100% on your mind, because your mind is really, you got a job in yourself. And I think that there's that one other team member that needs to be doing this and having that in mind right now. Right? Because that helps. That helps with training. That helps with your uniform. That helps with easing your mind. Like, and everybody knows that combat sports is not a high paying a sport like that. It's you gotta build yourself. It all ties in with popularity, social media, ticket sales. Like, it takes a lot, but it also takes a little bit of a team. And some fighters are just a one man team, and they gotta realize that, hey, they gotta find that team. It took me a minute too. Like even in my position, I was doing everything myself. Was I making money? I was making money. I was making good money, but I wasn't.
Well, boss, and I hate to interrupt you, but the boss man has done everything from driver all the way to every aspect of the job you've seen through fighting, he's done it.
Yeah.
And I've been a blessing to learn from that. And what he's saying is true. Like, you're on a precipice. You're growing the sport right now. Like,
Yeah.
what you're doing right now has never been done. Every time you step to the mat, it's almost history, right, boss? It's history.
It is, and I think that people forget that. I think that you're in a position of writing history and you don't even know it because you're living it, and you have to see things in retrospect. You got to step back and go.
Yeah. It's weird. It's hard to do that, you know.
I know, and I
like you want to
that.
live in it, but I'm
You're-
laying the
yeah.
groundwork for everybody behind me.
Exactly.
And there's so much to do. There's
And
so,
there's
and
so
I
much
mean, there's
to
a
do,
lot of
and you're
room.
and you're so busy trying to get it done that you're not thinking about what you're getting done, and it's really historical.
Yeah.
So you need that person to say, Jamie, do you realize what you just did?
I'm like, no.
Yes, I know
Like,
exactly.
I got a belt. I don't
Like
know, you know?
I had the same thing happen to me. Josh and Face are like, do you know you just did this? And I'm like, oh, that's cool. Let's go to the next one.
Like next, yeah. Like what's
you know,
next?
that's next. I'm just waiting.
Yeah.
But man, take this little time off that you got. I know you're working, focus. Like you said, God laughs at your plans. You know, ask him a little bit more every day what those plans are, so y'all can kind of get on the same page. And then man, we got to go get that money, because at the end of the day, the belts are nice. These belts are very nice hanging in
They're
your
beautiful.
dresser. They're beautiful.
I want some bells.
We gotta get that money. You feel me?
They don't pay. Yep. Mm-hmm.
You gotta get that. We gotta find the money. And you know what? This is a blessing and a stepping stone and a pedestal and a platform to say, I'm the champ. Now give me this money. Follow
Show
me.
me the
Watch
money.
this journey. Show me the money. You know, then watch me fight, man. Watch me fight.
Yeah.
And man, we're blessed with this. Like I'm really not the podcast guy. I'm not really the guy that try to talk about they know everything. You know, I kind of don't like it because people just want to talk about. People always have something to say of you think you know everything, you know. But I realize that I can talk a little bit, and whether it's my opinion, whether you like it or not, I'm allowed to say it. And if someone agree with me, they agree with me. Some they don't, they don't. But it might actually help somebody, or somebody might actually listen to me. So you know.
So first of all, it's the beauty is that you're not a podcast guy. You are a fight guy. I'm the podcast guy, and I talk the fight guy into bringing the wisdom. This is what we love, man. Like, you give us a perspective that is not exist in fight sports, and here you have the 147-pound champ, amazing her ascendance, right? Superstar in the making. Now she's gonna be double champ. I wouldn't bet against her, right? What I want you to understand is that you give such a unique perspective, Lo. Like
I feel you. I like that. I mean, look, I'm just saying what I've learned and I've seen that works. And I don't know everything, but I'm down to. I probably a lot of people I watch a fight and it's hard for me to give credit or props during a fight. That's not my job, right? My job is to tell you what you're doing wrong. You know, so I'll tell you later that you had a beautiful jab. And then, but during the fight, I got to tell you, Jamie, move to your right. Move hard to your right.
Look, move the other way. Stop going that way.
Stop running into her right hand, Jamie. Double the jab and move to your right. When she turns, drop the 2, drop the 3, back to 2, roll under. Okay?
Was that a combo of mine? Yes. Did I execute?
Yes, I know.
No.
I know it was. It was something that I was saying. I was screaming to you the whole time. But that's what I said that, and that's what that's what James was telling you. I mean, that's what Derek Chantel was telling you. Not that I heard him say it. It's the correct thing to do, right? So, in this, I just kind of look at the gaps. You know, how can I get Jamie Driver more money? Hey, look at her. She's marketable. She can fight. She can talk. Like, you have no excuses. You have no, like, you should make $1 million this year. How are we gonna get that? See, you act like you can't, but you can.
Gotta get me
How
out
are we gonna
there.
get this money?
How are we gonna get this money?
Just like
I gotta start talking to these
Pops
people. I gotta sit down and talk to you. I gotta sit down and talk to promotion. I gotta sit down and talk to sponsors. I gotta talk to people. That's what it takes. Motion.
Exactly. You know, Pop knows it. That's it. It's motion. It's motion. Someone said to me once, "Hey man, don't go with the flow. Be the flow. Just be the flow. Let's go get it."
You're always just gonna sit there and sit that stagnant water. What's stagnant water get? Disease and nastiness.
Sharks.
Nothing. They get nowhere. I don't want that.
That's right.
No.
So we're gonna sit down, Jamie. We got to sit down,
Absolutely.
make a plan. I know I've been telling you, I've been wanting to sit with you before and kind of just put something together. You know, like I like to put a little plan together, get you started. I think that it'll spark something. You take a couple hours out every day and you start calling around, and if it's not you, we'll make Face would love to call around for you. You know, Face might be calling some sponsors. I think Face got some sponsors himself, actually. You see?
Yeah, little.
Face, you got some sponsoring around somewhere in Fayetteville. Come on.
I
Man.
got a couple of sponsors leaning around. We can find an extra
see
one
what I'm
with some
saying?
jangling dollars.
No.
That's it. Let's go get that money, and then
Yep.
and let's make a little.
By
plan.
the way, all those sponsors were sent my way by the man you're standing in front of right now.
Crazy, but look, I think you got a great thing on top. On don't sleep on it. I know you're not.
No. Nope.
And man, you're doing a great job, and you are making history. I'm super proud. I love when I see someone like you just taking over the game. Someone like you, representing the female combat sports, to the fullest. And you're an example. You're going to be the OG. You're paving the way for all these young girls that are coming up. And four-time champ is pretty hard to beat. You feel me?
Yeah. Hey, and that's why, I mean, I already know I got big shoes to fill just for myself. So, but I want other girls to strive. And I know there will be, not in this lifetime, but there will be in the next lifetime, someone else like me. Red Queen number 2. But
absolutely. Jamie, if you had one message to give the young Jamie before that was kind of just out there, just fighting halfway, you have that message. She's listening to you right now. And you want to give her that message, I'd like you to drop that message. And then right after, I want you to just let everybody know how to follow you and let all these sponsors know, where to send you a DM or a message and let them know how they can really follow your journey. Because I'm definitely following your journey.
well, thank you. Thank you so much for having me on. To my younger self, first thing I say is, girl, put the donut down. You don't need it, okay? Second off, you're good. You got to focus and lock in because you only have one life and you don't know when it's going to end. So you need to lock in on your dreams and go after it with everything you have, and don't listen to the noise and don't listen to anybody else. Listen to God and listen to your intuition. And yes, God is real. So lock in and get your together. But with all my sponsors, I have to say, I'm really grateful. This camp was the first camp that I had. I really found like a solid team of people to fully just completely support me through and through. My main one, which was actually one of my employers down there, Spearmint Rhino, Rob, I love you guys so much. I'm really appreciative of everything you've done. 2 of my long-term sponsors, Quality Drywall, New Jersey, and then Pops, his business, Rainwear Seamless Gutters. They have been with me from the beginning of Bare Knuckle, and obviously Pops has been with me from the beginning of life. So, my nutritionist, and this is why I could make the jump to 140 and why I'll make the jump to 135. Luigi Melli, you are amazing. He is a godsend. If you need help with nutrition, whether you're an athlete or you're just trying to lose a little bit of weight or you're trying to get fitter or leaner or whatever you're looking for, my man's has a plan and he will get you right. And you want to follow me, Instagram, the Red Queen _444. You can find me on Facebook or TikTok or Threads, the Red Queen 444 or Jamie Driver. Next fight, Courtney Cameron. I've been calling you out for a while now, Pookie, and now you can't run. So I am going to see you next
She
time.
said that now
I
you
can't wait.
run, and now yous can't.
Oh my God, I love it. Hey man, you're really a star, man. Class act for real. I really enjoy having you on. Let's stay in contact. I can't wait to come back to Boca. I'm visiting you and I'm bringing the camera crew with me. So we're gonna do some stuff.
Yeah, definitely. You gonna get some training in? You gonna get a
workout
in?
I get a little workout, a couple of little mitts. You know what I'm saying? See what happens.
Yeah.
But I appreciate you, Jamie, and let's stay in contact. You're awesome, and I can't wait to see you fight again. For real. Follow my girl, Jamie Driver. Don't miss it, man. She fights next for the belt. 2-time world champion, BKB. Man, nobody can stop the girl. Let's go.
Hey man, let me tell you something, bro. You know, I love me some Jamie Driver.
I already know you do.
I mean, hey, who is better? I mean, attractive,
Mhm.
aggressive.
Uh-huh.
I mean, stands up for and can throw them things, bro. What's up, boss? I mean, that's
Yeah,
what's
man.
up.
Listen, she's definitely a superstar status. She got all the qualities. Hardworking. You know, she got that little bit of crazy in her that you need to jump in
Just a
there.
little bit, just a little bit of
I
crazy,
mean,
right?
I think she just shows a little bit of crazy. You might got a lot of crazy, but that's okay. A lot of crazy is good. You need a lot of crazy to get in that ring.
You got to be a lot of crazy.
Bad.
She's the bare knuckle welterweight champ of the world. There's a little bit crazy involved in that already, right, boss?
Absolutely, that title requires a lot of crazy, a little crazy. I really like her, man. I like her personality, easy to talk to. She looks like just someone fun to hang with. You know what I mean? Like,
So
and
I have the ability, and thanks to you and a lot of people in the business, I have the ability to have friends I've hung out with her. She's fantastic, man. She
yeah,
has the
she is
mentality. She has the build. First of all, she's an amazing. She's Amazon, man. She's looking
yeah,
like 5'9", 5'10". She is ripped.
big girl.
Man, she takes it serious, and
Yeah,
it's so exciting. BKB, the females in BKB are just world class, boss.
absolutely. I really have enjoyed. Like, you know, I never was looking into the BKB part of bare knuckle. I wasn't really focused on that. But lately, I've actually like taken time into looking at that roster of fighters, and man, really good fighters. You know, they're getting a lot more exposure. I see a lot more of the social media growing. I see the social media grow. I see a lot of fighters more in interviews and a little bit more reality stuff, and a lot. I see a lot more traffic than before. You know, and actually
Yes,
I've seen BKB's numbers in social media double
they're
since.
going crazy right now.
Yeah,
I mean,
they doubled. Like, I mean, honestly,
well,
seeing it hit the 100,000 like, you know, quickly. And
so
that's
boss,
what,
we've been part of bare knuckle for several years, and we know that the numbers have been growing. But to see the way the BKB's numbers have been growing the last 6 months are
right.
crazy. It just shows you that alternative combat sports, what you're offering with Trigon, with the small glove, what you're offering in global
Right.
combat, with the alternative boxing that you're offering, the growth of combat sports in general, they're huge, right? I said the growth in combat sports are huge just in general, right?
Yeah, I think combat sports is on a high. It really is. Just from the influencers, the all female cards, the bare knuckle, the boxing. Now you have Trigon, you know, MMA, all the MMA and all the controversy, fighters turning into promoters, promoter turning into influencers, influencers fighting real
Influencers
fighters.
turning into fighters, fighters turning into influencers,
Yes,
and vice versa.
I mean, I'm telling and vice versa. I feel like it really is at an all-time high for us to make that statement. I think we're coming in at a perfect time, and to introduce Trigon, man. Trigon is going to be something that I haven't heard or heard anything negative about the Trigon, about the fights, about the rules, about the 4 ounce and 7 ounce glove. I haven't heard anything that says I'm not
So
doing.
the interesting part about that, Nelson, and I mean, but you've been a part of a lot of this. You've been a part. You were there at the beginning of the influencer boxing with the Chad Ochocinco's, and
Mhm.
you were over in Kazakhstan fighting, training the Olympic. You've been in a lot of the beginning stages. You did the first all women's card in Atlanta, right? I
Yep.
mean, with Brinks TV, you gave the largest purse ever bid for a female championship fight with Alicia Baumgartner at $500,000. And
Yeah.
then we see the MVPs of the world do what you've done. You're an innovator in the sport, and here you are innovating again with Trigon, brand new sport. Talk about it. I mean, I mean, few people have that standing that you have in the sport.
You know, I think that when you watch a company, or it all pertains to like training a fighter, and it's so crazy when you train a fighter and you watching them fight, watching them train. you look for the mistakes, you look for the gaps where the other opponent can beat you, or you look for something that he needs to improve. If you have a good jab and a good movement, I'm going to tell you that. I just need to tell you that the movement needs to go here, and you need to repeat the jab, or slip with the jab, or maybe throw the right hand and turn with the jab. I'm going to tell you what you need to do, or what you need to change or fix, or whatever adjustments to become better. So if I love combat sports and I see that boxing has a lack of, female combat sports, has a lack of female fights, then, my goal was always to, and from the beginning, my goal was also to take a protege and a project like I did, and put them on a world known level, and then take it from there and say, hey, look, I did this with one girl, I can do it with 20, right? And then the same thing with of the bare knuckle space. We got it legalized. Bare knuckle got legalized in Florida, and I said, hey, I'm gonna take this company to the top of the food chain. I'm gonna keep it up top, and I'm gonna develop fighters that people thought would never be fighters. I've developed fighters that would probably never make it in the boxing world, and everybody, all those fighters know that in the boxing world they would have been turned into journeymen or just opponents. And we took those guys, gave that opportunity to those guys in that platform of bare knuckle, and we blew it up. So that proof of concept says, hey, if I can do that with one company, I can do that with 2 companies, 3 companies at the same time. So now, my goal always was to create or find the good in everything, or find the bad in everything and change it to good by filling the missing gaps with good. And so now we got BKB, now we have Trigon, now we have GCC, all running in a positive setting, all running with great leadership, all running kind of like together, saying full force together, and all with a little bit of innovation, a little bit of difference. Legacy Reloaded is something from GCC that's gonna stick around. That concept is gonna stick around because there's a lot of fighters that are left without opportunity after a loss, or maybe it's a strategic move that they do when you lose to maybe pay you a little less, or so that's going to be around. Trigon Combat is the next big wave. It will be as big or bigger or its own lane as the UFC, along with BKB. It will grow. It's all scalable. It's all innovative, and it's all the future of combat sports. And that's the thing. That's what I've always saw was the gaps. How do you fill the gaps? How do you create the greater good for the larger amount of people at the same time? Now, the only difference now is we're documenting it, and we're telling the story, and we're putting it into a movie, we're putting it into a reality show. And not only will I be able to prove concept in the division of all female boxing or all female sports, not only are we going to be able to do it in Trigon Combat and in bare knuckle, I mean, we're going to leave the handbook so that when we finish and we're already done with our career, we left it all over for our kids, they're going to follow the same footprints and the same concept, and they're going to keep it going, and they're going to innovate it. So I'm excited. I'm excited for combat sports, and I'm in the perfect time and place to be in combat sports for that. So
absolutely, you are, boss. I mean, and you have always been. So, as I say always every week about this time, we need some of that Nelson Lopez wisdom. It gets me through the whole week. We need it, man. You got to get it.
Absolutely, man. Like what I learned recently is, I seen a lot of things in combat sports last weekend. I seen how a sport that I love, there was a lot of disrespect for legends and icons in the game, and I think that Some of the younger fighters need to respect guys that paved the way for them to be on that stage. Also seeing just, in promotions and stuff, I've seen disrespect and the way one talked, how people talk to each other in a way where that promotes a fight. I think none of that is necessary. I think innovation, I think purpose, and all of that is the next wave, and that's how you really make a difference in combat sports. What I can say to everyone that's listening and everyone that wants to make a difference in something that you love, which one is combat sports, I plan to not just go with the flow. I'm not going with the flow. I'm going to be the flow, and that's what you got to do to really overcome and be what you want to be. Keep your hands up. Protect yourself at all times.
Yo, shout out to my boy Nelson. Let's go. Turn it up. He doing his thing.